Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday, and welcome to Tuesdays with Terri. So, today on Tuesdays with Terri, the idea is walking by faith and not walking by sight. So, I love this concept because so many times, which we're pretty much taught in school, is to be aware of your five physical senses. Hi, Hannah. So we have see, hear, smell, taste, and touch, which is what we're living by day to day. That's what we're taught. We have these five senses. But I want to tell you not to live by what you see in the physical world, but living by faith. And not just like, you know, it's like thinking in faith, but walking in faith because we want to be in action when we want to achieve our dreams. So today I'm talking about walking by faith, not by sight, to the promised land, whatever that is for you, wherever you want to succeed in your life. First of all, be very clear on what that is. Where are you walking to when you're walking in faith? So that's super important. But I really want to, and I mentioned this concept before, but repetition is one of my coaches, Lisa Nichols, says the mother, brother, sister, great granddaddy of all skill. So if you haven't done what you've been told, you got to hear it again and again and again. And a lot of times when you hear something, your brain's registering what you just heard. So anything right after that, you're not even going to catch up on. So it's so important to hear things multiple times. So today I want to talk about uh, our six mental faculties, and I want to dive into faith and imagination. So we're taught to live by our five physical senses, but I want you to live by your six mental faculties when it comes to goal achieving. Because really, you could be like a monk and just be happy and peaceful because that is our birthright. That is how we were made. We were just made in love by love, and it's just this beautiful, blissful state of being. So you could just live in that state when you connect to truth, just in meditation. But I know I definitely have some goals I want to achieve, and I know many people that follow me. I think everyone pretty much here on the earth plane has goals, unless you're really truly just a teacher and want to just teach meditation and enlightenment. But for me, I want to achieve some goals. And so I can't always, like the goals I have aren't accomplished now, right? They wouldn't be a goal if I already had it. So one of the ways that I help with goal achieving is by using these six mental faculties that I learned from my mentor, Bob Proctor. So the six mental faculties are we have our imagination, which is so extremely powerful. We have our intuition. So some people say, us praying is us talking to God, and our intuition is God talking to us. So I like that. Then there's memory. So I used to think I had a bad memory, and I was just telling my friend Trey, not just when I first met him, he's from Yay Stack, and it's so crazy. It's not so crazy when you really get into it. But I was at I think it was the Influencer Summit by Brendan Bouchard, and we both sat right next to each other, and he said his name was Trey, and so I was like, oh man, I'm gonna try to remember that. I have a bad memory. And he's like, no, you don't have a bad memory. Don't say that. Like, don't affirm that to yourself. And I was like, oh, I should know better because my mentor, Bob Proctor, tells me that we all have a phenomenal memory. And he's like, you are studying with Bob Proctor too? We were both in the same exact program at the time. Yeah, no coincidences. I think like attracts like, so much so. I actually just got off a call with an amazing, amazing presence here on earth. She is a spiritual mental health coach and affirmed everything that I've been wanting. I'm very clear on like, okay, if this is true for me, if this is the direction I need to be going, give me a sign. Because I was doing very much business and marketing coaching. I've gotten more into spiritual coaching. I've always infused my business coaching with the spirituality, the mindset, the vision, getting in alignment, the energy work. But this time, I call myself more a spiritual coach for lady entrepreneurs or a spiritual business coach for lady entrepreneurs. And so she said what drew her to me is the fact that I am a spiritual business coach. And so I was like, that is so amazing because I was kind of like wondering. So that was the confirmation that I definitely asked for and I got. Asking you shall receive. So, okay, let me go back to the six mental faculties. And where are you guys calling from? I see some of you guys tuning in right now. Great to see you. So we have our imagination, our memory, our intuitive factor, our will. So that is our ability to focus on one thing. So a lot of times, I know I've been guilty of this, still guilty of this, getting distracted. So the will is the ability to focus on one thing. So whatever the task is at hand and completing it until it's done. So our will, our uh, our reasoning factor. So a lot of times this reasoning factor, we use like our physical senses for reasoning, but this is a reasoning factor where it's like, if they can do it, I can do it. If it's possible for them, it's possible for me. And when you really think about it, so planes fly. So that if someone would have said that in the beginning and they did think they were crazy, like, how are you going to make this crazy heavy thing fly in the air with people on it? Like, you're nuts. But they didn't because they believed in themselves. And that's the walking by faith and not by sight, or walking in faith and not by fear. Yesterday, I dug a little into fear and the mindset of, walking through fear, because it's hard to just not have fear because we live in this ego mind and this body that wants to survive. So, walking in faith. And when you walk in faith, you're walking knowing that whatever your desires are for the ultimate good are done. So, in our memory, if you can imagine it, then it's done. You just need to step into it. You need to vibrate with it. So you need to elevate your frequency to whatever your goal desired is on. It's kind of like tuning into a radio frequency, or if you want to hear 98.1, you have to turn exactly to that dial. If you go to 97.9, it's going to be staticky. So you have to really tune in and get on the same frequency as your desires, and you will start attracting. So that's what was so amazing about this call that I just got, because the lady, hey, the Mandela Retreat House. Oh, that sounds amazing. So yeah, she just reached out. She did a discovery call with me, and I was like, "Where'd you find me?" She was so amazing. And she's like, "Oh, I just saw you on Instagram, and I'm looking for a coach right now, and I'm interviewing a couple of coaches, and definitely wanted to talk to you." So I was like, "That's amazing," because I'm just showing up and doing what I do. I really don't make a lot of offers. I'm working on a program right now. Hi, Anita. Hey, Chad. So yeah, so the fact that, yeah, she reached out, not knowing what my programs are, my offers are right now, she just liked, who I was, my energy, and, signed for a call. So that's where the law of attraction comes in, where I'm still acting. I'm not making offers, which, I'm working on my programs. I don't do a lot of one-on-one work. I definitely have my one-on-one clients, and I love them. But I love group work. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I love the group work. When I did my mastermind, it was just so powerful. Like, all the minds coming together. Like, it was just like this, like, supercharged battery when all of us come together. So I love the group program. So I'm working on the next group program, what that looks like, what it entails, what the title should be. But yeah, I do love doing the one-on-one work, and I do have a couple slots. So she just came into my world, and I'm so grateful. All right. Okay. So I want to make these kind of short, so we're getting a little bit long on time. That's okay. I want to say a couple more things, and thanks you all for tuning in. Such an honor. I know our time is precious here on the earth plane because it's limited, but in the eternal plane, when we're walking by faith, we don't have to worry about time because we are eternal. And so one of the things actually that was brought up in our discovery call today was, she was saying that she feels like she keeps getting the same lesson over and over, and she knows there's a lesson there, but she hasn't learned it yet. And so that's the truth. Like, when we can really heal ourselves and, like, have the awareness to, why does this pattern keep showing up in my life, then yeah, it's another topic. But yeah, so it's super fascinating. I love energy. I love doing coaching, but I really want you all to walk in faith. That was the biggest thing here, because everything you want is already done for you. It's already out there. It's already accomplished. You just need to get on the wavelength of that desire already made manifest. So a couple things for goal setting. So I talked about the 6 mental faculties. So use your imagination. So powerful. I can't even tell you. Get very, very crystal clear on your image and visualize it daily, often, morning and night, especially because that's when we're in that theta brainwave. And so it just seeps into the subconscious mind so much more. Write it down. There's so much power in the spoken word. Write it down. So when you're writing it, you're obviously focusing on it, and whatever you focus on grows. So when you have that focus, and Abraham Hicks says, when you can focus for 17 seconds, like you're in the vortex of your desires for 17 seconds, that is a really powerful force to put out in attraction force as well. So fall in love with your goal. So when you fall in love with somebody, and I'm in love, And you don't have to like force yourself to think about them. You just think about them like, oh, I wonder how they're doing. I wonder if they're okay. Like, when am I going to see them? What are we going to do? It's just something you just naturally think about, right? So you have to fall in love with your goal like that, where it's like an impact goal, an income goal. Fall in love with it. Like, I'm so glad I get to serve people. I'm glad I get to go on these vacations. I'm glad I get to live in this house and be an example of what's possible. So yeah, be obsessed with your goal in a good way, not like a way where you're like strangling the goal. In a letting go, knowing it's done kind of way. But yeah, fall in love. That was like one of the biggest, greatest pieces of advice like I heard, and at the time I didn't really get it. But now it's making a lot more sense. And then being grateful. Be grateful now for what is to come. So that's walking by faith, not by sight. So I'm grateful now, knowing that whatever it is for your desire. So I say I'm grateful now for being an international best-selling author and speaker. So I'm putting that out there into the vortex. Yeah, so that's pretty much the message today. Walk by faith, not by sight, and stay in purpose and in alignment. Follow your dreams and your bliss. I think that's probably, actually, now that I'm talking about it, the lesson that the lady was going through. She was talking about how she is not sure why she feels stuck. There's probably a lesson in it. So I think it's walking by faith and not by sight, following your bliss, letting you know that you can be truly fulfilled and happy. But you have to walk. You have to step out on a limb. You have to be out in faith, which can be kind of like scary for a moment because you're like, is this actually going to work? But start small. Start with small things. Where it's just like, I want a parking spot. You get a front row parking spot, or like, I want. Just like, so you could start small, but then when you get bigger, then you just start realizing, yeah, like I want to, transform lives with one-on-one clients, with being a coach, with my book. I want to, whatever it is, being very, very clear. But as you, start doing the smaller steps, then you'll get on a bigger, grander scale with your desires. But yeah, walk in faith, not by sight. Um, do everything with love. Do it out of love, not fear, and you can't go wrong. So that's the message for today. I love you all, and have a wonderful night. Take care. Bye. See you later.